Watch and burn.
Hey everybody. So tonight I am going to be discussing the 1998 film Buffalo 66, starring Vincent Gallo and Christina Ricci. Basically, the story tells the story of Billy Brown. That's Vincent Gallo's character, and he gets released from prison after doing, Christ, I can't remember if it was 5 years or 7 years, for a gambling debt that he owed to the loan shark that's played by Mickey Rourke. And he ends up kidnapping Christina Ricci's character, Layla, who he renames Wendy after a girl that he had a thing for in high school, in order to convince his parents that in the years that he's been absent, it's not because he's been in prison, but it's because he got married, settled down, he met this great girl named Wendy, and so he kidnaps Layla and brings her to his parents' place. One of his parents is Angelica Houston, and she, of course, is obsessed with the Buffalo Bills. They play a low-key part in this entire movie. He goes to jail as the result of placing a really irresponsible $10,000 bet that the Buffalo Bills will win the Super Bowl the prior year, even though he didn't have the cash. And this prompts Mickey Rourke to say that if you confess to a crime you didn't commit, I'll wipe your debt clean. You go do the time, so the person that did commit the crime doesn't have to. And like I said, you're good, you don't owe me any money. And that's why Vincent Gallo, that's why Billy ended up doing the time in prison, was to clear a debt. So anyways, yeah, his mom is obsessed with the Buffalo Bills, and he doesn't have the best parents. Like, his mom forgets that he has a chocolate allergy. She tries to feed him a chocolate allergy when he stops by with his new wife. And he's like, Mom, don't you remember when I'm a kid, like, my face balloons out and I almost died? And his mom is just so lost in the world of the Buffalo Bills that, like, while they're eating dinner, she's got the game on, or a game she recorded or something so she can watch her favorite parts. She's got a Buffalo Bills jacket on. So yeah, the Buffalo Bills play a low-key, significant part in this movie. As a matter of fact, the kicker that lost the game for the Bills the year that Billy put the bet down, that's part of the movie too. He wants to kill him. He's a guy by the name of Scott Wood, and he now runs or owns a strip club. And so Billy Brown's plan is to go in there and kill him. Of course, that never happens. Him and Layla, or Wendy, they end up actually falling in love, and I just thought that was so adorable because there's nothing disgusting, there's no rape, there's no sex assaults, there's nothing like that in this movie. The kidnapping is very lazy, and it's almost like Layla doesn't have anything better to do, so she just kind of goes along for the ride. And in the process of going along for the ride, she falls in love with him and he falls in love with her. I think my favorite thing about this movie has to be how, despite the fact that the movie very clearly does take place in the 90s because of all the vehicles around them, the movie looks and feels like it takes place in the 1970s. I love how grainy the footage is. I love how it's shot. The cinematography is so quiet and so understated, and yet at the same time really slick looking at times and really memorable. I don't know, this movie is absolutely amazing. The opening credits are cool. Sorry, not the opening credits. How the movie opens is really cool with all the shots of Billy in different states out front of the prison as he's having to go to the bathroom. He needs to pee more and more, increasingly so with every passing minute. And the prison won't let him back in. And he can't find a place to go to the bathroom, so he ends up going into I think it was the dance academy to use the bathroom there. And that's where he meets Layla, and that's where he kidnaps her from the outback of. The end, too, is absolutely adorable when he's in the coffee shop, and he's like, do you have a girlfriend? To the guy at the table, the guy's like, yeah. He's like, well, I'm going to buy you a cookie to give to your girlfriend. And it's absolutely amazing. Hey, brother, what's going on? I guess you heard and you're wondering what was going on. Yeah, just doing YouTube. Yeah, thanks. So he at the very end of the movie, he's in this coffee shop, and Layla, of course, isn't looking to leave him anymore. And so he asks that guy, like, do you have a girlfriend? And guy's like, yeah, I do. And he buys him a cookie to give to his girlfriend. And then he gives the guy behind the counter some extra money because he's happy because now he's genuinely in love. I mean, this movie's amazing. This movie is so much fun to watch. It's like when Vincent Gallo was on fire at this point. The late 90s, in a lot of ways, independent cinema kind of belonged to people like him. And Empire magazine, not that this really matters, but it named this movie as the 36th best independent movie of all time. I don't really like those lists that these magazines compile, but I am tempted to agree because this is really fun, and this movie is really easy to fall in love with. Everything about this movie is perfect. It's so Vincent Gallo, and of course it is because it's written and directed by Vincent Gallo, and I love Vincent Gallo. He was like so amazing in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico with Kiefer Sutherland. And I think that's it. So I'm going to leave it there. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little over 5 minutes while I discuss the 1998 film, Buffalo 66. Like always, if you like this review or you like this movie, don't forget to go and do something nice for somebody. But most importantly, like always, please don't forget that the world is a way better place because you are in it. I'm going to get out of here. Have a good night.